right, part 5 of learning Material UI. Let me share my screen here. Today we're going to kind of pick up where we left off last time. To getting autocomplete to work, which is the last thing that we had worked on. Getting autocomplete to work with a select all option, which is something that Material UI doesn't support out of the box, which is pretty annoying. Because it seems like something that would be a pretty basic, like, oh, I'm going to be able to select multiple. Maybe I also want to select all option. Anyway, um, but it doesn't look like it'll be too hard. Excuse me. Basically, just adding an option called select all to the top of the list, and then programmatically watching for if the user clicks on that specific select all option in the list, then we just select all of them, and if they unclick it, then we unselect all of them. So pretty simple. Yeah, so let's get started. Not that one, and also not that one. There we go. Oh, I forgot. I need to be sharing just for you guys to get audio. There we go. And we'll theater mode. Perfect.
What's up, Stairs Cousin here. In this video, we are going to look at...
And that's how you use CRMs.
Nice.
Questions?
I am going
Or,
to...
what's up guys, Stairs Cousin here. In this
change
video,
this
we are going to
to
look at Material UI
1.25.
in React.
Feel free to slow me down if that's too fast, but I watch most of my stuff at 2x speed, so 1.25 is definitely slow enough for me.
Material UI is a UI library for React. It is really popular. It is used by a lot of people, including myself, and we're going to essentially set it up in a simple React application. This is not going to be a tutorial, right? I didn't plan anything for this. It's been a while since I have used Material UI, and they've made some updates that have broken some things in the way that I knew it. So we are essentially going to be learning about this together. We're going to have a little coding session together and just see how you would go about applying Material UI in your own React application. But before we start, if you haven't joined the Discord, honestly, you are missing out. If you're interested and want to learn about React, the Discord...
This might not be exactly what I thought it was going to be. Just looking at the comments here. But excuse me. We'll keep watching. We'll watch for like 5 minutes. If it doesn't seem that helpful, then we'll just go back to the autocomplete stuff.
Discord is a phenomenal resource. So if you want to check it out, I highly encourage it. It is the first link in the description down below. Cool. So let's begin. Let's create our own React app. I'm going to be using Vite for this, which is the fastest way nowadays.
And let me get that quality better. That is god awful. Let's try 720. Might as well just go 1080. Make it. There we go. Much better.
To build a React application, we're going to call this app Material UI React. We are going to be using React, obviously. We are going to be using TypeScript, of course. And we have our app now, so we can just cd into Material UI and then run npm install to install our dependencies. And then once that is done, we can run our development server. Cool. So our dependencies are installed, and now we can do npm run dev, and we should have our app on localhost 5173. So we're just going to paste this here. And we have our Vite plus React application. First, what I want to do is actually clear all of this because I don't really want this entire UI with the state. So I'm just going to kill this, literally kill all of this, and then just return a div that's going to say hello. And I think that should be it. Kill all of these imports and then refresh by npm run dev. I had it running before. And there we go. We have a simple page that says hello. That is beautiful. That is what we want. Let's now go to Material UI and look at the documentation. So this is the main website, the main documentation for Material UI. I'm going to click on Get Started. So now to install this, we're going to go to Installation, and we are going to copy this command, which is going to install Material UI and the Emotion library, which is what Material UI uses as kind of the styling library backbone for all of its styles. And once that is installed, we can go here and look at usage. And essentially, we could just copy this entire code right here, right? We can just go to our... where is it? We can go to our app. We can come here, paste all of this here, and then we need to change this to app. Fair enough. And then because we have double exports, which is fine. We actually want to do it this way. function app. And then we have a button that works, right? It has the Material UI design. You can see here the ripple whenever I click on the button. If I can zoom it a bit more, whenever I click, it kind of tracks where I've clicked and it has a ripple effect on the button. That is a classic Material UI thing, right? Which is great to see. If I want to now style this and put this kind of in the middle of the screen, I think there is a box component. So I'm just going to go here and look at maybe even search box. And then search for box. There you go. A box component is essentially Material UI's version of a div. You can use this, and then you can apply the SX prop, and you can just get any sort of styles that you want. So we're going to come here. We're going to import box from MUI material box. I think that's it, right? Yep, that should be fine. And then we're going to change this div to a box. And we're going to do a box. And then just let's confirm that this works.
You know what I just realized, and I'm just going to write it down for me real quick. I installed Material System at work so that I could do this SX property stuff, but I think, or at least I thought that's what I needed to do, but I don't think I need to do that. I'm pretty sure I could uninstall Material System.
So we have here.
So let's double check if I'm right. Let's see here. So I'm just trying to see components. Yeah, so it looks like I'm getting everything box, container, grid, and stack. So I'm getting all of the sorry, just looking here. Yeah, so I'm getting all of the components in Material UI that are more layout based. Because if I switch over to Material UI and click on components, or let me just click on all and then go down to not data display, layout. I've got box, I've got container, I've got grid, or grid v2, which is there because this one's deprecated, and the stack. Now I do have a few things, like a few other things like the image list, masonry, timeline, but I have the basic stuff that Material System had. If I click on box, it looks like they're using that SX property on its own. So I'm going to go ahead and say remove system. What is it called? System UI? MUI system. From reports UI at work. You can use the SX property on all components by default. Oops. On all MUI components. And don't need to install system to the SX property to work. Let's say stand-alone solution for, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I know that it's a standalone solution, and we'll put this for except 45. Oops. And this is just a reminder. All right. Oh, I just realized this whole time you guys were looking at the screen. My bad. I need to get used to this. Let me just walk you through what I was doing, so we're not completely lost. Okay, what I was doing, what I was double checking, was Material UI, I was looking at the docs for Material UI system, which is this page. And this first section, or I guess the first two sections really. In situations where style components would be overkill, the SX property can be used to replace dozens of lines of code. It makes it easier, and you can, using this SX property, which would be styling components like this box, like this. Anyway, I, for some reason, was under the impression at work that this SX property could only be used if I did, in fact, install the MUI system. But looking at some of the components here, it looks like MUI system and MUI, just standard Material UI, are two completely separate standalone things, and I don't need Material, or I don't need to install the system if I have Material UI. And I just got confused when I was coding and didn't see the changes that I was making to the SX property and just thought it wasn't working. So I thought, oh, I've got to go install. Anyway, so I was just double checking on that in the docs and then adding a reminder to myself, which you also couldn't see because I was sharing my window and not my entire screen. You would see that I threw up my to-do app, and then I typed in a reminder for later today to remove MUI system. So anyway, that's what was going on. Sorry for that. I wish I could share a window, or more than I wish I could share more than just the tab to get the audio. I wish I could share everything, but it doesn't look like YouTube Live is going to let me do that. So maybe I'll just have to switch from doing these lives to, I don't know. I was going to say switch from doing the lives to doing longer pre-recorded videos so that I don't deal with this issue. But I like being able to separate on YouTube a live versus regular videos that are, because those are two very different styles of content and lengths of content. So yeah, I think I'll just have to try to get better at not sharing the wrong thing. So yeah, anyway. All right, back to this.
We have a box, everything is fine. If we can come into our code, we're going to do SX, and then we're going to say border width 1. That should give a border. No, we need border color red. Interesting. We don't have a box. Why do we not have a box? Right? We have a div here that has border width 1 pixel, border color red. We need border style, right? We need border style, and that is going to be solid, I believe. Or solid. Do we have solid? Yes, we do. Solid. There we go. And this should get our border exactly, right? So the box is a div replacement. It is Material UI's version of a div, and you can style it using this SX prop. Cool. So now that we have this box, I actually want to kind of center this whole thing on the entire page, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this border because we don't need it anymore. And can I do width, and then I can do VW? Would that work? No, that doesn't work. Why does that not work? Right? We have.
That's because he's just making the box the whole width. When did I make this? A year ago. Not to call him out, because I'm sure he's a smart person and we all do dumb mistakes all the time. But he has a video right here about setting up a VS Code like a senior React developer, which senior React is already kind of funny. Like, you shouldn't be a senior developer in a specific framework. But I digress. Yeah, I just think maybe he's just not very good with CSS, but yeah, making the width of a box the whole width of the screen, which you kind of saw.
Not work.
Here. It's the full width now. It's not going to center it at all. He's got to do like Flexbox or something. Or he could do like margin auto. I think that would also work. Anyway.
Right, we have width, 100% viewport width, right? That's fine. And then obviously we need to display flex and then justify content and then center, right? And this should align our button in the center just like we have it before, right? So this is really cool. We have a working, I guess, application with Material UI. Now let's look at some other components that we have here, right? So we have a couple of these input components like autocomplete button, which we have used now. We have radio group, rating. What is rating? Rating is like, ooh, so they have components that you can rate and they're like animated. And wow, this actually looks really nice. We might kind of add this. So let's actually implement that. Let's go here and do import rating from MUI material rating. And then what if I just do it like this? Rating. What is it going to ask for? It's going to complain for something. Let's see if I just save it like this, what happens? Ah, ooh, so it works like right off the box, like without no configuration. This is great. What if I give value, I don't know, 8? What's that going to do? 8. So if I do value 8 and I refresh the page, it's going to consider this as like full value. That's fine. If I do value 4, there you go. Okay, so the value can be an integer between 0 and 5, actually. What happens if I do 1.5? Is that going to give me like a half star? No, it's going to round it. Interesting. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to actually make this vertical, right? I want to align this so that it's like one row after another. So what I can do is I can do flex direction. And that's going to be column. I think that's correct. I always get these mixed up. So if I do column here, what happens? Yes, that's what we wanted. And then the width, I actually don't want this to be full width. No. But I actually want margin right, auto, margin left, auto. Actually, that doesn't work. Why does that not work? I essentially want this to have, I understand. Okay, we're going to do something different. This initial box is going to be the container of our entire kind of application. And then within it, we're going to have a container for the form. That way we can style the general box and have everything be at the center. And then the form itself and everything within it, we can apply our own custom styles like all of this flex thing here. So if this box is going to be the main thing.
Okay, I don't know. This is that helpful. Seems like he's kind of just going. I mean, he did say, "Wow." It seems like he's just going on the fly, and there's a lot of little mistakes and stuff, and that he hasn't, like he said, he hasn't done this for worked with Material UI for a while, and he's on the fly, so it's not the most professional, which is fine. But I was hoping for a little bit more of a planned demo. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that tab, and we'll just share the whole window. Sweet. And, oh, actually, we'll share just the window. We're going to share the whole screen. Perfect. Close some of there. Okay. So close this out, and we'll hop over to this autocomplete that we were working on earlier. We still running here? We are. Perfect. So first, it looks like we do not have. Oh no, okay, we do have a limit. Sweet. Let me pull up my VS Code. So now, oh, look at that perfectly nice to do I left last time we worked on this, and the link. So let's see here. First thing to do, well, not even looking at what he says. First thing to do would be to add the select all option to the top. I could just do it, excuse me, manually here, but I don't think that's a great idea. What I'm going to do instead, ideally I would be getting this from an API or something, API call. So I'm going to do const, and we're going to do films, set films. Oop. State. And then we'll do effect. There we go. Oh, is that not the right way to use effect? Hold on. Now I'm the idiot. I was just making fun of this other guy for not knowing CSS. Oops. Reference APIs. Oh no, I guess it'd be hooks. Oh, duh. It's a function I pass into it, not an object. Okay. And here's what I would make fake API call, but we're just going to do set films. And we're going to set it with top 100 films down below. That complaining probably because of type. Yeah, because this use state should be title and then year. Okay. There we go. All right. Sweet. And then that should just be getting films from this section up here. I think it's going to complain that it could be null. It's not assignable. Type undefined. There we go. Sweet. Now, once we set the films, or actually before we set the films, I think there is a filter, filter prop, autocomplete UI. We've got options, render inputs, autocomplete, auto highlight, auto select, blur, and select. I'm looking for a filter. I want to say I saw that. Yeah, here we go. Filter options. Function that determines if filtered options to be rendered in the search. I wonder why it's called filter. Wow, why is everything missing? Oh, there's a slight scroll, and I was like, why is it called filter options? Filter options. Okay, let's see what this guy did. Filter, create filter options. Why is he using filter options like this? That seems really weird. Looks like this guy created a little library here. Sorry for not talking for so long. Without modifying options specifically for this case, I created a very simple library. Here's an example. Let's scroll down some more, see what other people are doing. Check boxes and some state. See here. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Filter options equals, and then we're passing in options parameters. No, he's doing the same thing as this guy above. Create filter options as the filter, and then he just passes it in and gets filtered back. Like, what does that even mean? I get it. Whatever. We'll just do what he's got. I've been sitting here for a while just reading this. I think it's fine. I don't really get the whole create filter options, call the filter, and then use filtered spreading filter down here, but I guess it's fine. All right, so let's just copy his whole thing. Well, really we just need this filtered options section. And go back to here and just double check. Here we go. Filtered options. A function that determines the filtered options to be rendered on search. Signature, a function that has an options and then state. And returns an array. Yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea why these guys are doing this funkiness here. This is really dumb to me, and it should be options and then state. Yeah, it should be called state. Oh, whoops. This should be called state. The filtered options state, and then the actual. I'm just going to create a new class down here, or interface, I guess. Film. And then we're just going to give it title, string, and then year, number. Just because it's making these error messages really hard to read. There we go. Okay, options. Film is unknown, is not assignable to options. Like that. Still not sure what this filter options state is. The input value. Hit option label. What's this value type? It's not very good documentation on here. Okay, the options to render with these, and then this current state of the component. Yeah, so then I'm not sure why we have this filter options. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get in options, and then we're gonna return. Yeah, okay, it's complaining about the title, or this one being. What if we do that? Yes, and now it's not complaining. Okay. Sorry, I should have explained that. My year was a Boolean instead of a number, so it was complaining. We're gonna take away all of that. Title select all. We'll just make the year 0 for now. Get rid of this. I don't think we need the state. We do need that on change, though, that this guy had, and I'll just copy paste that as well. Because why not? Trying to see where this value is being bound right there. Okay. What about this input value thing? Where is that getting? That's not what I wanted. I know this is a different one, but I'm just quickly looking at it. Okay, so this one is similar to the other one. We have the actual films that are coming in, and then we have const. We'll just call it value for now. Use state. Value. And then we've got I'm looking at this. That seems a little janky, so I'm just gonna go look down at. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this guy's whole component, basically. Well, copy autocomplete. I'll put it above mine. Or we'll put it below mine. But after, I want like a horizontal line inside of React. I'll just use this tab. Components, all components. I wonder if they have a fancy horizontal line, if I should just use a regular one. Doesn't like. That's fine. Divider. That I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but this is inside of a list. Can I use it just? Yeah, I can just use it on its own. Then outside of that, we'll paste in this other component. And then we'll set, there we go. Call this my value. There we go. The React part. Why are we complaining down here? Looks like it's because it's trying to enforce the type on here. Usually, my goodness. This is super nasty, but it should fix that. He's got this icon stuff. We'll just comment this out for now. So I wonder if I just change this to options. So I'm not even doing this filter stuff. We'll even comment it out for good measure. What happens then? Yeah, it still works. I don't know what the point is of this. If that seems like that seems like someone was copy pasting around and just thought they needed this. Also, why do I need the icon and the checked icon if it's still coming back just fine? Maybe that's just the default and this is the, I believe that's what it is. That's it, like overwriting it. Where's checked? Or icon. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Yeah, there's no icon there. What the heck? What is this for? Oh, for checkbox. That was an autocomplete. Silly me. Checkbox. Open that in a new tab. Ah, yeah, that's what it is. You can turn it into, that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know why all of the, again, copy pasted over. We're passing in these different icons that are probably default. Okay. I don't need this old. All right, so back on mine, filtered options. This is fine. It's gonna work, and I'm gonna, yeah. I'm gonna double check that. Films, yeah, I have my select all now. Of course, it's not actually checking. Why is it not checking? Is that why? Is that why you need the create filter? I don't think so. I thought it was working. Options. Oh, that's cool. Hot module reload. It knew, hey, I only updated this autocomplete module down here, but I didn't update this. So it left my selections I had there. No, it's still checking just fine without the. Huh. Weird. Let's see here. Checked if selected. Let's see his version. Oh, that's why it's checking on his. But shouldn't my option also have a selected property on it or attribute on it? Let's see here. Element USB. So I'm just looking to see if I can see that checked attribute on my checkbox. Field set, is that what I should be looking in? No. This is really frustrating to debug. Yeah, because it's pulling it up into the list, so I feel like it should also have this checked, selected. Let's see how some of these other guys are handling the select part. Or the checked part, I guess I should say. He's using his own thing, so I'm not gonna look at that one. He's also doing this filter thing. I don't know why that is. MUI autocomplete. Create filter options. Well, if that's what people are saying to do, then I guess I'll do it. I just don't understand why. Where's my filter options? Get past them. There we go. Oh, a function that determines the filtered options to be rendered on search, which is not the same as I think I know. What's going on? Jeez. I think if I let me unselect these guys. So I don't believe I have on my yeah. I don't have this create filter option stuff on my autocomplete, which is this top one. And I bet you if I started searching, yeah, that's what it's doing. Okay, so this filter options, create filter options, and then filtering. As I search in the search box, it's going to filter out the options based on the current state. I don't know why we're calling it params. It should really be the state. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Because we're literally calling it state here. Array, the current options, and then the state of the component. So I don't know why people are calling it params here. Yeah, see, state. Weird choice. Anyway, but if I uncomment these, there's that state that it's talking about. Here's that filter that we're going to use. Yeah, so I'm going to turn this to what's params down here. Okay, that's fine. State, date, and then use. Yeah, that's fine. I'll still use options because that's what I'm getting through here. And this is on the autocomplete below the divider. Which, side note, it does not look like that divider is really showing up. It might be right there. Let's add text. Margin 6. Why is it not liking that? Oh, because I don't have, I need an object. There we go. Ah, there's our nice little divider. Okay. Probably could just leave that at 4 to be honest. So on the autocomplete below, I've got filtered, or filtered options is really what this should be called. And on the one below, I have the same exact setup state coming in. I'll even copy these over. But we're getting the options instead of these filtered options. I'm not sure why it's not liking that. Hazard state. Oh. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I think that should fix. Yeah, there we go. Now that fixes it. Okay. Now if I save this, everything works. Obviously my select still doesn't work, but my search shouldn't work either. But yeah, and that's because I'm just getting the options straight from here. I'm not doing the filter thing. But if I do get the filtered options instead of just the straight options coming in, and then I do my search. Yeah, that's why. That makes sense. Filtered options. On this top one, let's switch back. Look at that. Cool. Figured that out. They still have this select all option that we don't have yet. I was just trying to figure out the cleanest way to do that. This guy has const selected props. Okay, it looks like he's just overriding this checked selected with checked, if it's all selected. That's fine. What is this guy doing? Well, I've been at this for an hour. I'm not seeing a cleaner way to check the select all besides I do like his way though with this like he's got an intermediate, I think is a checked box or something. I forget exactly what that's called. That is cool. Does he have that here? Value. Select it all. Might come back and do something like this. On select all. Select it all. If it's true. Intermediate. That's pretty cool. Anyway. I would just do something like this. That makes the most sense to me. All right, I think this will leave it off. Let me just quickly add to him this limit and see how that looks. I'm curious if that kind of covers everything. I just don't like how massive it is, but I mean, I get it. It makes sense. And then look at that. Oh, boom. Easy. You can unselect all as well. Oh, interesting. If you open it up after you select all. Oh, no, it still works. Okay, never mind. For some reason, I was thinking that that it didn't have everything selected. Yep, I think we'll just do something like that just to get this over with, get it working. All right, that's it for today. See you guys.